What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Point Extra Lounge. My name is Enosh, and this fine-looking lady right over here on the couch with the dog and her popcorn and her Star Wars bag right there.
I'm just sick of taking like a bunch of different stuff all at once, so I just threw it in my bag.
There you go. That's Tiff-tastic. And it's time, Tiff, to watch.
Oh. No, I mean us. I'm really hoping.
I don't know what you're watching.
That was just the TV there. Welcome everybody. I'm gonna pull up my.
Just another Thursday, Friday, Monday.
We're just all set and prepared here. We're gonna pull this up so that.
Oh, don't do that. That drives me nuts on that show.
What's that?
Do.
What show's that?
It's Bless the Heart.
Oh.
The chick who owns the Christian
Oh.
restaurant.
Oh yeah. No, that's not what I was doing. I was just.
No, but that's what it reminded me of because all I heard is do.
Do. All right. So now I got the chat up here, and we're gonna go ahead and get ready to go ahead and watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars Episode 10. I didn't see what the episode was called yet, though. But we'll get to it. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody's ready for the weekend. Not that I think it matters anymore, because I think that all just kind of like blends. It was already just the weekend, wasn't it?
Just one long weekend for the last month and a half.
That's what it feels like.
And they extended the quarantine.
Yep, they extended our quarantine here in Michigan. And so for another 15 days at least. So.
But she's lessening all the restrictions because she's opening, she's allowing certain businesses to open up to the public, like the Home Depot section, the gardening section, paint, all
check that.
stuff.
That's nice.
Oh, I thought, check what out? I thought you were talking about something on TV.
Nope. All right. So here we are, folks. Do you like the Venom 2 title or no? I do like the Venom 2 title.
What's up, Alan? Our friend from across the pond.
Yes. What's up, Alan? And Ethan. Yeah, I like the Venom title. I think it's.
What is it?
It's. Now you're gonna ask me. It's something Carnage.
I've been working all week and I've been off my phone once I'm off.
I know my brain hurts from trying to.
Better now that work is done and it's the weekend, at least for me.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up real quick to get the exact. I know I like it though. Venom 2. Oops. Come on. Title. It's coming up. Let There Be Carnage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it's a, I think it's a good name. I'm looking forward to seeing Carnage in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we're actually getting Carnage. I mean, I remember back in the day reading, Maximum Carnage, that whole story and stuff, and learning about Carnage, and to know that he's going to be on the big screen and Woody Harrelson's going to play him. That's a great. That's a recipe for success. Plus, I really liked the first Venom movie. I thought it was good. It wasn't perfect, but it was still good. And I thought it looked really nice. And I can't wait to see how they're going to combine that with Spider-Man. I think that's going to be cool when we actually see that finally together. So, all right, folks. Well, we're going to go ahead and line it up. I know there's some people who want to come in at some point. But we'll get that all lined up. So
They're probably wondering why you're doing it so early because you usually do it at night.
probably I know I usually do this earlier, but I kind of wanted to have the rest of the night after we do this. Be able to spend some time with the family and stuff. And I know that there's people who were talking about how they wanted to talking the Talk Nerdy to Me segment because they had some stuff they want to talk about, just some stuff, you know, because a lot of stuff happened this week. So, so I'm just going to go ahead and post that we're live right now.
Excuse me.
Hope everybody is staying safe. Alright, so there's that. We will go ahead and get started with this episode. Yeah, Alan, it's been a while, man. It's been a while since we've talked. Hope you're doing well.
He said kind of blah.
Kind of blah. Yeah, I think that's like the world right now. We're just like in this ever state of funk and just kind of waiting, you know, to see what's going to happen next and when things, you know, are going to get back to normal, you know. So.
And what will be our new normal?
And what will be the new normal? You know, I'm hoping that people are able to understand that, you know, we can get back to normal and we can still treat each other with love and we don't have to shun everybody and act like everybody's unclean. We're not a bunch of lepers all of a sudden, you know, like, don't touch me, you know, whatever. So, boy, you thought dating was hard before this. Can you imagine dating after this? Dang.
Well, we have a friend of ours, bald dude, who's
Yeah.
dating a girl who lives in Canada, and ever since the borders were shut, he hasn't physically been able to see her.
I know, that
I'm
sucks.
guessing FaceTime should be your best friend.
Man, that would just be rough. I gotta say, it'd be rough. So, all right, folks. Well, we are gonna go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna go ahead. We are all lined up where it says Clone Wars final season, and we'll go on
Hey, I don't want you drooling on my pants.
3. Hey guys, did you get the comment I sent in today's video? Yep, I sure did. Yep, I did, but I have not had a chance to watch that video yet because I was making another video and then getting ready for this. So now we're gonna watch Clone Wars, season 7, episode 10. I'm ready for this. I've heard good things. I've actually had people message me today and tell me I can't wait for you to watch this because it fills in some time gaps, I guess, and some things. So
Nice.
looking forward to seeing what all that's about. Here we're going to go on 3, 2, 1, start. And we'll go 3, 2, 1, start. Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. Take that back. Didn't start. It just took me to the next page. So I got Darth Maul up here fighting Ahsoka. And now, 3, 2, 1, go. I don't think I'll watch it on live stream just because I probably won't. We won't watch somebody else's thing on live stream, but unless we plan on it, unless I see it first. So. I like the way these last few episodes are starting out. I dig that.
Movies. Part 2.
The Phantom Apprentice. Oh yeah.
That's right.
Ahsoka. Tano, is it? I can't say yours is a name familiar to me.
Well, I know you.
Yes, I imagine we have several mutual friends.
I wouldn't put it that way.
Of course not. But I'm afraid your way of thinking is behind the times.
It's her. Come on, we'll trace the signal.
I was certain that Kenobi would have come himself. Perhaps bring his loyal foe, Skywalker, is it?
Master Kenobi had a more important engagement.
Indeed. I wonder. The moment may be upon us. you. Why did Kenobi send you?
Why don't you surrender, and then we can both go and ask him.
My surrendering? Well, that would be pointless, for if I am correct, soon the Jedi and Republic will no longer be the controlling interest in the galaxy.
And who will be? You?
No. Darth Sidious. Not yet.
Come on!
I wish he wouldn't have died the way that he did.
We've lost them.
He was fine with it, but
There are a small number of firefights still happening in Sector 11. But for the most part, your clones have been as effective as promised. Still, without Maul in custody, this could all fall apart quickly. We must capture him before he escapes.
He mentioned a name. Darth Sidious.
Who is this, Sidious?
I do not know much, but I will share with you what the Council suspects. Darth Sidious is the Sith Lord who orchestrated the Clone Wars and played both sides of it from the beginning. I first learned the name from Count Dooku, though any chance of learning more about Sidious from Dooku has been lost.
Why?
Because Count Dooku is dead. Anakin killed him while rescuing the Chancellor. With Dooku gone, we've lost a vital link to understanding the mystery of Darth Sidious. If you can capture Maul, he may be able to provide the missing pieces to this puzzle.
Then send me more men.
so
Unfortunately, I cannot. I'm being sent to hunt down General Grievous on Utapau.
What about Anakin? Maybe he can reinforce us.
May I speak to Ahsoka alone for a moment?
So this is going on during Revenge of the Sith, so we may actually see Order 66 happen.
Anakin is on a special assignment by order of the Jedi Council.
What kind of assignment?
He has been instructed to observe the Chancellor and report his findings.
Observe. You mean spy? They told him to spy on the Supreme Chancellor? Why?
The Senate has allowed the Supreme Chancellor to remain in office long after his term has expired. The Council wants to know what his true intentions are.
The Chancellor has been a great friend and mentor to Anakin. I can't imagine he is happy about this.
No, he's not. So perhaps it's best that you do speak with him.
And what? Defend the Council's actions? I hardly think I'm the best person for that.
Ahsoka, the Council isn't always right. That's why I'm asking for your help.
Sorry to interrupt, but there's been an attack.
You had best go.
Tell Anakin.
I will.
Popcorn girl went out the wrong way.
We got ambushed on our way to reinforce the entry port on C-Deck.
Rex, make sure C-Deck is properly fortified.
Yes, ma'am. Commander!
I'm here, Trooper. Sterling, isn't it?
Yes. You need to know. Maul. He went right through us, one by one. He was asking about you. The ARC trooper, Jesse.
Or realized he was older. Somehow, looked in his mind. And he took him. He took Jesse alive. You're wasting your time. I won't tell you anything.
How charming that you actually believe that statement to be true. Clones. Bred for combat, all part of the plan.
What plan? What are you talking about?
The plan. The only plan that matters. Not even I was made aware of its grand design. But I played my part. And you know what happened to me? I was cast aside. I was forgotten. But I survived. And I can thrive in the chaos that is to come. Saxon. Information is a valuable commodity. See to it that the Prime Minister does not become an asset to our enemy. Yes, my lord. Now, there are some things I need to know. And you're going to help me.
We can go round and round in this circle if you want. I ain't telling you anything.
It is not up to you. Your mind will speak. Or it will break. What is this? A circuit tunnel.
I'm flattered that you could find the time to see me.
What's up, Caleb?
What's Maul's plan? How is he going to escape?
Maul is not trying to escape because he sees no point in doing so.
So he believes he can defeat us.
No, that's not it. For weeks now, he's been consumed by a strange sense of dread.
Has he mentioned Sidious?
Not that I can recall.
You said he wanted Kenobi here. Why?
It wasn't just Kenobi he wanted, no. There was someone else he was interested in.
He has eyes like Yennefer in The Witcher.
If only I could remember the name.
Well, help him remember.
No, wait. It was...
Sax.
Rex, get a medic.
This is Commander Rex. We have a man down.
Maul had a vision, a dream. The name came to him.
What name?
Sky Walker.
still want to know who that lady is right
What's
there.
going on?
Maul just told the Syndicate leaders to go into hiding.
That was Dryden Voss.
You once liberated me from my imprisonment by Sidious and his apprentice. At the time, I thought Dooku was an old fool, but now I see. He and I are the same. One step behind. The dark side has never been stronger.
My lord, what does it mean?
Soon, the galaxy will be remade. And in the chaos, we must seize what power we can. It is not the way of your people to hide here in the gutters. If you die, I promise you, it will be on the field of battle. And if you die, you will die as warriors.
We don't take orders
Watch
from
it.
clothes. You can't let it go. You need to know.
All citizens move to the shelf location.
This occupation cannot last much longer. The people will not stand for it. I will not stand for it.
You asked for our help. My men don't want to be acting as a police force.
The Republic forces will depart once we capture Maul. Then you will have your opportunity to lead.
I agree. My lady, is that any way to treat your rightful ruler? And now, as a show of good faith, I return your comrade in arms to you. Run along. There you go. Back to your brothers.
Are you alright, Jesse?
I'm sorry, Commander. I couldn't help it. I told them everything.
It's okay. Rex, get him out of here.
One of you might want to deal with that.
You should go. Your people need you.
Don't stay on my account. We'll be fine.
Go.
Look at them. So blissfully ignorant.
Care to tell me what this is all about? Or would you rather save it for the council?
Oh, no. You are the one that I wish to speak with. Were you not cast out of your order?
I left voluntarily.
Yes, but you were motivated to leave by the hypocrisy of the Jedi Council. We were both tools for greater powers.
I am here to bring you to justice.
Justice is merely the construct of the current power base. A base which, according to my calculations, is about to change.
And Darth Sidious is behind it?
He is behind everything. In the shadows, always, but soon, very soon, he will reveal himself.
With your help, the Jedi can stop Sidious before it's too late.
Too late? For what? The Republic to fall? It already has, and you just can't see it. There is no justice, no law, no order, except for the one that will replace it. The time of the Jedi has passed. They cannot defeat Sidious. But together, you and I can. Every choice you have made has led you to this moment.
I will help you. But you must answer one question.
You have but to ask.
What do you want with Anakin Skywalker?
He is the key to everything.
To bring balance to the Force?
To destroy. He has long been groomed for his role as my master's new apprentice.
You lie.
I'm afraid not. In fact, I was so certain of his fate that I orchestrated this war to lure him here with Kenobi. To kill him was depriving Sidious of his prized pupil.
I know Anakin. Your vision is flawed.
I see the Padawan needs one last lesson.
You're lucky Anakin didn't show up. The way you're fighting, you wouldn't have lasted long.
You have Kenobi's arrogance.
You'll find I have many qualities for you to dislike.
That's cool. Master Daly, I'm seeing your post, Tanya, and
Our forces are falling. We need your support.
I understand wanting to get people to watch your videos and stuff like that, but I don't think this is the best forum to do that in, okay? So I don't want you bugging anybody.
Moment my ship will be arriving. And I will, Mandalorian.
No, wait!
Obi-Wan was right. You are difficult to kill.
Oh!
That was good.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
Seemed too short.
It did seem short, didn't it? Man.
Super short.
Just sitting here processing what we just saw.
And realizing where this is all in between.
Yeah, because I really didn't think that they would. I thought that they were going to go up to Revenge of the Sith, not that it would be happening during Revenge of the Sith. Man. Good story.
It's a lot to process.
It is. It really
For like
is.
what, 35 minutes?
Yeah, my brain is like going.
But what about this? Wait, what does this mean? Yeah, there's like a lot that's like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's just so much going on there that I'm trying to think about, like, how that all works together, how, you know.
They don't know who Sidious is yet, but knows by name.
Well, it explains a lot more now when she encounters Vader.
Mm-hmm.
In Rebels.
I was just thinking that too.
You know, because now when she encounters, you know, Vader, like, you know, Darth Maul had already told her, well, Maul had already told her that Anakin was going to be.
Well, when the guy died, he's like, you know, he had the vision and he was Skywalker. Like, how bad is that going to make you feel, though, when you're like, yeah, I was kind of his Padawan?
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know yet, Master Daly. We still got to figure that out. Caleb said, I think the last scene now will be the Emperor announcing the Clone Wars have ended and the Republic will be reorganized into the First Galactic Empire. That may be exactly how it ends. Right? Honestly, right now, I don't know.
I know. How many episodes are left?
2?
No.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, with it doing this and taking
They
this,
should make the last one an hour.
with it taking this kind of turn into actually being during Revenge of the Sith, I'm not sure exactly
where it's
going to end.
Yeah.
Like how it's going to end. If it's going to end right there at, you know, the Clone Wars ending. I mean, this is Clone Wars, so I guess, you know, it could go from the beginning to right up until the end.
An episode like that, you almost have to like reevaluate it and then come back and talk about it because there's like just so much. But it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I see why everyone loved it so much.
Good episode. Fills in a little bit.
It was cool when he flew out and it was like the side saber.
I know.
The...
I like that when he got knocked out the window and yet the
reminded me of like when
the blades cut through.
When the Acme, when the Roadrunner and the in the outline of his body.
I like the fact that like when he realized he was defeated, he's just like, let me die.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just like, I think you
don't understand what's coming. I don't want to be around for this.
Totally makes a lot more sense now with Rebels when he does fight Obi-Wan because he's just like,
yep,
I'm done.
I'm out.
I just he's been through so much at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that makes a lot more sense.
He got cut in half. He's basically left for dead. You know, I mean, by that point, he's
been crazy. He lost his mind.
I'd really like to see more live action Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got that tease at the end of Solo, and now they're talking about the possibility of reviving, you know, some of those characters for a Disney Plus series. I really hope that they do that. I'd be all down for a Solo too, but I know that there's people who are against it and people who don't think it'll work. But
they showed him talking to Dryden Voss.
Dryden Voss, yeah. I caught that just like out of my peripheral vision. I just caught that for like the last half second. I was like, that's Dryden Voss.
You got a periph of Voss?
I got a periph of Voss.
Name of your band?
Name of the band. Periph of Voss. If you know, you know. But man, good stuff.
Mhm.
Good episode. I wish the whole season had been this.
I
way.
know, because it's like these last couple episodes are just like, no. When it ends, you're like frustrated.
Mm-hmm. I like the fact. You know what? This is one thing that I liked about this episode too. When there were 2 times at the beginning where Obi-Wan is talking to them as the hologram, right? And he has a conversation about one thing, and then when he asks them to step away and he has a conversation with Ahsoka, I love the fact that they didn't cut away from that. Because it seemed like those were those moments that, like, if that had been another episode, it would have cut away, and we as the audience would not have been privy to the conversation, you know? But it would have happened off screen. And I love the fact that they allowed that to happen on screen, where we got to hear that confirmation of that, you know.
Yeah, like what is he doing? What is he on a secret mission for? And that was cool.
There are rumors of a Lando show with appearances from Kira and Maul. That's what I heard, Caleb.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so I would love to see that. Man, but I'm just thinking, like, of all this, I'm loving the fact that Maul has all these connections with all these different people, and to see and hear his take on, like, that he knows what's coming.
So is he Maul Burgundy? Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, but he knows what's coming.
Yeah.
With Sidious. I love the fact that
it's like a dark foreshadowing.
He talks about how he was, like, upset about Dooku, right? Because Dooku took his place, right? But that he realizes that Dooku wasn't the man either. That Dooku was just being used as well. That him and Dooku had the same fate. So it's like he wasn't even upset at Dooku anymore, because he realized that him and Dooku had the same fate. That they were just place fillers, you know, until...
Except for Dooku's gone, he wasn't.
Yeah, until the Emperor got Anakin, you know. Which brings up another good point, is if he knew that Anakin was going to be his apprentice, was that talked about way back when? That, like, all that was, you know, all that was put together because the Emperor's, you know, we haven't gotten the definitive answer of, like, how Anakin is connected to the Emperor as far as, like, you know, how he was created and all that stuff. We've gotten hints. There's been speculation. There was a comic that kind of we thought that we may know, but then we may not know again, you know, whatever. So I like the fact that this, again, is strengthening the idea that Palpatine has a stronger connection with Anakin and with the Skywalkers than really we ever even thought of before.
Caleb has a good question or statement.
I wouldn't hate a Lando show where it's like Imposter Land is an imposter. Imposter Lando steals someone's identity at Cloud City and lays low in Cloud City, given he's kind of a wanted man. I wouldn't mind that, except for the fact that he wouldn't. I mean, he could lay low in Cloud City, but he wouldn't be. You know, he had just come into to his job at Cloud City around Empire. He had not been there very long. So he had talked about how, like, he had just gotten there, and, you know, he had whipped up some stuff and everything, you know, and put some stuff, you know, into shape and everything. But I don't think the timeline would work for him to be in Cloud City at this time. You know, he wouldn't be there yet.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, there's people who allude to saying, I mean, they say that that Palpatine is Anakin's father, not in the fact that like he was actually Anakin's father, but that basically he had a part in um, creating him. So it'd be interesting to get the actual answers to that story.
Yeah.
But
Especially when we went Rey as Palpatine's grandmother.
yeah, no, Caleb's right. And technically, Anakin has no father. All Palpatine did was manipulate the midichlorians into creating, you know. Well, and the question is did he manipulate the midichlorians, or was he the Force's answer to, you know, because if you read the book Darth Plagueis, Anakin was created by the Force. Now I know this is no longer technically canon, but Anakin was not created by Palpatine nor Sidious, but the Force itself created Anakin because Darth Plagueis was using the Force and manipulating the midichlorians in with Darth Venomous, I believe it is, where he kept killing Darth Venomous and bringing him back to life, killing him, bringing him back to life, killing him, bringing him back to life, and so kind of a doomsday scenario
I was going to
there.
say, it sounds like Doomsday.
But that he was using the Force to do that, and so that was to make him stronger, basically. And it said that book said that the Force created Anakin as an answer to that in the light side. So, but obviously that's not canon anymore, so they can really do whatever they want to do. But
Yeah.
but even so, yeah, it's an interesting thing to see how close Palpatine and Skywalker got over, you know, the next bit of time or whatever, and so to know how that happened originally would be cool. Caleb says it was revealed in the Vader comics that Palpatine was in fact the one to manipulate the midichlorians. So that's what we all thought, but there was an interview that they said that we all misunderstood that. Because I know exactly what you're talking about, Caleb, and that's what I thought, and that's what we were going off of, and we actually reported it here a couple times when we've had conversations about it, because the actual panel, and I don't understand this because I don't know how it could be any different than what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, but they've said that it wasn't necessarily Palpatine, that he was just reciting a story, and we don't know for sure at this point. So, but from the look of things, in that comic that you're talking about, that I'm very well aware of, it looked like that's what happened. He manipulated the midichlorians, and he set Anakin on his path. But
What's up, William?
but that comic kind of took it back. It gave us that, and then it kind of took it back. The people who wrote that, they said that that's not necessarily the case. So I haven't heard anything more since, but that was the last the last answer. What's up, William? We just finished the episode, and we're just kind of basking in basking in its greatness. Swimming. I hope. Well, I don't know where you're at. Well, you're in Kansas City, so I don't know if it's warmer down there than it is up here. But
Sounds like Dory.
it's in the 50s here, so we would not be swimming here because it was in the
Unless
30s
it's
yesterday. In the 30s yesterday, unless it's indoor. So it was really good, William. I really liked this episode. It was over. It just felt like it was too quick, and I wanted more. The last 2 weeks in a row, man, when it went to credits, I was just like, no! I was all Vadering it. No! Because it was pretty cool. William says it's pretty warm, but it's about to storm. Yeah, it just, it's a very interesting episode. It's very interesting to see Darth Maul's take on the Clone Wars, knowing what's coming, even with the clones, because he was there, he understood what was happening with the clones, so he knows the design, he knows what's going on. Yeah, Caleb. So I don't know, man. I don't know what is anymore when it comes to that whole story. You know, like whether what angle they're running with. If it's Palpatine did it, if it's Palpatine, you know, just kind of observed it. I who knows now.
Williams, I like
Excuse me.
Williams' statement too.
It's making the prequels good now. Like they're fixing characters and making things make more sense in the prequels. Yeah, no, I agree. It's good to see. Good to see. You know, it's funny because I just finished Tron Uprising on Disney Plus.
What'd you think?
Oh my gosh!
Isn't that good?
I didn't like the way it ended though.
Yeah, I know. We didn't like that either, but we liked that we had that in between because we just wanted more Tron. And
Yeah.
Me and Isaac liked it.
Well, and it ended in kind of a weird way because of.
They were at the time they weren't sure if they were going to bring back another season. So that's another reason they ended weird too.
Gotcha.
Because they were getting ready to, and then they signed out, and they never signed on for that next.
Because
season.
the way it was ending, I thought they were going to end right up into Legacy, where Tron, you know,
they
was
were
turned into
wanting
Rinsler.
one more season, and then because people like you back then not liking it the way that it was back then, they didn't sign on for a second season. So that's why it kind of ended wonky.
Yeah, because I thought that by the end they were going to make him into Rinsler, and do that, and it looked like that's where they were going with it. But I liked how everybody stood up at the end.
Yeah.
And that was cool. But yeah, it was just felt like there was so much more to tell.
Because there was supposed to be one more season.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird, but it was still good. Still really good. William says it's made the prequels good. Can't wait to cut the third episode of Star Wars and this Clone Wars ending movie for a full movie. Oh yeah.
Well, it said part 2 tonight, so next week is part 3.
Yep.
So that's probably what he means. What if you were to watch all 3 of them together in succession? That would be cool. That probably would feel like.
Well,
like a
they
movie.
said that I'm sorry guys, I'm yawning. They said that these last 4 were supposed to be like a movie.
Well, that's what it feels like.
Like a 2-hour movie. So, that's what I was saying, William, is that I was shocked because I was not expecting them to actually have this going on during Revenge of the Sith. I figured that it would lead right up to Revenge of the Sith, but when Obi-Wan mentions the fact that Darth Tyrannus or Count Dooku is dead, I was like,
hold up.
Wait a minute.
Don't go there.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I was not expecting that. That totally caught me off guard.
Caleb said, I hope the next animated show explores the 10 years in between The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Like, let us see more of Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yes. An Anakin Obi-Wan kind of team-up buddy story, that'd be cool.
Shoving buddies?
Shoving buddies. This guy.
Saber buddies?
This guy. Like when the Clone Wars is over, yeah, that'd be awesome. Master Daly says Palps can't create Anakin Skywalker because Palps wanted the power and Revenge of the Sith of creating life, like Darth Plagueis has. And Plagueis was alive in the Phantom Menace, so it doesn't make sense. But see, here's the thing, Master Daly. We don't know anymore what the story is with Plagueis. And
It says unless Plagueis told Palps, and in Revenge of the Sith, Palps lied to Anakin.
he didn't necessarily lie, though. He was telling a story from a certain point of view. I actually saw something recently that came out that suggested that the entire, and this would blow my mind, and I really hope that this isn't the case, especially with all of us who are intrigued by Darth Plagueis and the fact that we got the Plagueis book before. But it's been suggested that the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise is just that, a tale. That Darth Plagueis does not exist. That it's something that Palpatine created to simply manipulate Anakin. it'd be interesting. But I really don't want that. I want Plagueis to be a real guy. You didn't give me any kind. I was really hoping for Plagueis in the sequels. I was really thinking Snoke was going to end up being Plagueis. You know, especially right before The Force Awakens came out. We all, you know, from everything that we were gathering information, felt like Plagueis might play a role in it. Which I think it probably still would have been cool if he had.
Mm-hmm.
But don't take away Plagueis altogether as a real character.
Yeah. William said, like, when the Clone Wars is over, yeah, the way they did it was so low key as well. I was freaking out, and they were just casually chatting about it. And then he said, thoughts on HBO Max? We should do a Zoom meeting all about Warner Brothers and movie news.
Yeah, I think we may do a Zoom meeting tomorrow, actually, and talk about some of that stuff. But
William actually gonna jump in.
William's the one suggesting it, because I'd love to be able to talk to William for the first time in person. So I'm going to be honest with you. My thoughts on HBO Max. Not happy about it. I know there's a lot of people who are super excited about it and stoked about it, can't wait for it. I think that once HBO Max comes out and that's it, that's going to spell the end of DC Universe. And to be quite honest with you, I have no use for HBO except for the DC stuff.
What am I missing? I don't know.
HBO Max is their new streaming service that they're trying to promote. The problem is that HBO Max is going to end up, I mean, we're going to end up having to get HBO Max because it's going to have the Green Lantern show on it, but also they're switching Doom Patrol over there.
Why?
It gets better. Because not only are they going to have Doom Patrol on there, I guess, as well as DC Universe, but the first season of Harley Quinn is now on Sci-Fi Network.
What?
Yep. The first season of Harley Quinn is on Sci-Fi Network. They're going to release like
and...
three episodes a week for the next few weeks until it's all out. And that just ticks me off. It ticks me off royally because you know what? We've invested 2 years now into this channel, into the DC Universe thing, and you know what? They're dumb. It's Warner Brothers trying to sign on now with HBO and doing this whole thing with HBO. It's like, if you wanted to do that, just do that. And I get it, you know, but no. Now it's like the only programming that would be exclusive to it would be Titans, and Titans probably gonna go HBO Max too.
Earthface, you just said, did you guys watch it?
Yeah, we watched it, man. We were talking about it, but somebody William brought up HBO Max, and I'm ticked off about the whole thing because I've invested 2 years now, and it's a slap. It feels like a slap in the face to me as a DC fan that I've invested in something that I tried to support and try to be a part of, and you gave me stuff for it, and then now you're just like spreading it out. You know, it's like dating a girl and thinking that you're exclusive, and then all of a sudden she's like, you see her all over town with everybody else, and you realize that she was never serious at all, that it was just a ploy just to get some other guy. You know, that's how it makes me feel. And honestly, I don't care about any HBO programming. It's like CBS Plus. Or CBS, it's like CBS All Access.
With an open relationship?
Yeah, it's like CBS All Access, right? Like I did the free trial so I could watch Picard. I watched the first season of Picard. It was all right. I liked it. It was nostalgic for a couple of parts, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not. I watched a couple of episodes of Discovery, was not really impressed, and so I canceled the subscription because it was free for a month that you could watch it and stuff, and that's what I did. So I watched it.
I didn't know you did that.
I canceled it early. Because I was done with it. I was just like, I'm not going to watch this anymore because I'm not paying for it when the month comes up. And so I canceled it like a week early because I had already watched all the stuff. I don't care about HBO. I don't watch anything on HBO unless HBO, because like if you get HBO Max, you get HBO. If you had already subscribed to HBO, you automatically get HBO Max. The thing is there's nothing on HBO really that I care about. I wanted to watch Watchmen, the new series. I kind of wanted to watch that, but I've heard so many things back and forth on that really, I mean, I can wait, and it's not like a must-see thing that I'm like clamoring that I gotta see it. I gotta pay every month to be able to see it. So, you know, I'm trying to remain positive about it, but honestly, I get it that people like HBO. And I get it that HBO has had, you know, a lot of shows. People, they had Game of Thrones, they had, you know, different things. But as a DC fan, and maybe it's just me just feeling this way, but it's like, I bought the network, man, when it first came out. I have wanted them to build up the network, but they keep taking stuff away. You know, when a couple weeks ago when we were watching all the Superman movies with the family and stuff like that, we tried to pull it up on DC Universe, and all they had now was Superman 1. That was all they had. They didn't even have all the other Superman, but they took them all, the rest of them down. They've taken movies and stuff off of there. At least Disney, for the love of God, has the smart thing where like it sucked for everybody who wanted to see Disney stuff, but they went around and they systematically took all their properties off of every other streaming service, and they said, no, if you want our product, you're going to have to come to our streaming service to come get it. Warner Brothers should have done that exact same thing and should have said, look, if you want this, even if you wanted to do a WB app that had all the movies and programming and stuff like that WB owns, and do DC Universe as a separate thing. My concern is DC Universe is just going to go away, because what's the point? If everybody's got a DC show and none of them are exclusive to DC Universe anymore, none of the shows, none of the anything, what's the point of having it? I got all my physical media. I got all those DC movies on DVD and stuff. And they kind of showed their hand, because when Death and Return of Superman came out, those movies went on to DC Universe right away. Those were right there. I didn't even go out and buy Death and Return or the Return of Superman right away, because I didn't have to buy it. But when Superman Red Sun came out, it's still not on DC Universe. And then, like I said, when seeing that Harley Quinn, which is a great show, we love Harley Quinn, and it's in the second season now, and we're watching that. In fact, there's a new episode of that tonight we got to watch. But, you know, like, we love that show. But then I found out today, like I said, that they're getting ready to release the first season on Sci-Fi Network. So if that's going to Sci-Fi Network, Green Lantern's going to HBO, Doom Patrol's going to HBO, Titans is still around, but where's it going to be at by next season? By the next time we see Titans again, who knows where that's going to be?
Orville's on Hulu.
What's that?
Orville's on Hulu.
Yeah, but I mean that's not a DC project, but you know, but yeah, it's just
no, but it's just talking about how everything's getting split up, and
yeah.
it's like the Scarecrow with the monkeys in Wizard of Oz. It took a little bit to throw it over there.
So I understand why people are excited about HBO Max. I get it. It's just
personally frustrating you.
Personally, really, for just frustrating me, because to me, it's making something that I love kind of be lost in limbo and kind of like just hang out there that I don't know what's going to happen.
I have a handful of questions.
Okay.
When you went through your rant.
All right. Sorry.
Caleb says, I kind of hope that they adapt the Jedi Quest Junior reading books. Those were great books.
That was a random comment.
Well, because that was a while before you started talking.
I remember the Jedi Quest reading book though. Those were fun. Those were fun. That was just like random for me. That was cool.
William said, I haven't got the DC Universe, so personally I'm for HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like a lot of stuff on HBO, and all the Harry Potter stuff is what I'm excited about. I think they are planning a show. Mm-hmm. And then Trey Harbor says, it would be a legendary moment if in the finale we get to see Vader versus Maul, because in Rebels Maul says he can't fight Vader alone, implying that Maul has faced him before.
That would be...
And Darth Tasty said that would be awesome, Trey. But
that would be awesome.
That's going to happen.
But Darth Maul can't die in that fight.
True.
So I don't know if some people would be ticked off, or if it'd be cool to see, just to see, because it's like one of those showdowns that you never thought that you'd see, especially when Darth Maul, we all thought he was dead after the first movie. You know, now that we all know, you know, and have known better for a long time, but to actually have the idea of Vader versus Maul would be cool. But I think that maybe for some people it might be one of those things that sounds great, but like once you saw it, you may not like it that much because their hands are tied. I feel like in Rebels they should have left it open still, and not killed off Maul. I mean, I get why he had to die, but it just seems to me like because that would have been a great thing to be able to do in live action with the new Obi-Wan series, but obviously they didn't. I guess they didn't know that they were doing all that stuff. So that's the one drawback of doing the Obi-Wan series live actions, that you can't have Maul, and either way, no matter what time period it exists in, because they specifically had to write it into the corner to say that Maul had not come into contact with Obi-Wan, and so yeah, that's too bad. What ifs?
Williams said jokingly, "Personally, I take the Lego Star Wars TV movies as canon, and Darth Maul and Vader appear together in one of those movies, so that means they actually won't fight."
There you go. They'll be like stepbrothers. That's the new Disney Plus
We
series.
just become
right?
best friends. Yup.
Darth Maul and Darth Vader. We just become best friends. I don't want to be your friend. I'll put my robotic parts on your drum kit.
Oh, jeez. Caleb says, actually, NBC Universal owns the Harry Potter streaming rights until 2025. WB gave them rights in return for making Universal making the Wizarding World theme park. And then Trey Harbor, he was the one that, or they were the one that said, Vader versus Maul, said, it's still an open possibility, WDYM.
WDYM.
And then Darth said, true, it can still happen, but I'm saying at this point it hasn't happened, but it would totally be awesome. And Trey says, I obviously know that. And then Caleb said, oh, speaking of Lego, WB has lost the rights to make Lego movies.
I saw that.
Universal made a 5-year deal with Lego to make new movies.
Yeah, but you know what? I saw an interesting video on that today, and here's something interesting. The first Lego movie, fantastic. First Lego movie was absolutely fantastic. It was brilliant. It
wasn't fantastic. It was awesome.
Everything was awesome, and it made I think it was $400 or $500 million, something like that.
That was like the new Toy Story for us, because it was like kids loved it, adults loved it. It was funny.
I did not know this, but apparently the last the last 3 Lego movies, which would include Batman Lego, Ninjago, and Lego Movie 2, none of them broke 200 million. And it's been declining ever since. And so some people are saying now that it's not probably so much that Warner Brothers lost it, it's just that Warner Brothers wasn't going to fight for it, because it's not been a very good return on investment like the first movie was. The first movie was brilliant, did really well.
But that goes to show you too, just because it works well once doesn't mean you can keep doing it 5 and 6 and 7 times.
You can't really keep going back to the well for that. And the problem is too, is I think here's the problem that I think with Lego. The market is so watered down, because if you can see something that you think is essentially free, you're not necessarily going to run out to go see it at the movie theater. And I think that the problem is that the first Lego movie was cool, it was fresh, it was new, whatever. But the problem is that you had all these Star Wars Lego TV shows, right? I think they made Ninjago into a TV show, right? So why would you go run out and pay money at the movies? It's been proven time and time again that history may look on those things better, but at the time they don't do very well. I mean, even back to my childhood when thing about had a movie planned where they were going to put a movie in theaters, but the problem was that year before led to its cancellation and then just doing it as a TV show because Transformers came out, the movie, which we'll watch Transformers the movie now, and it's like you got me singing "You Got the Touch" all day long because man, that's a great movie. You know, as a Transformers fan, but people didn't go see it in the theaters. It bombed in the theater. And there was another movie that came out at the same time for another property that also bombed. And so G.I. Joe pulled they were doing G.I. Joe the movie, but they pulled all that and made it a 5-part series on the regular TV show. And Thundercats did the exact same thing because they weren't gonna waste the money. And I think the problem is that there's nothing really new about Lego after we've seen what it was. The second Lego movie was all right, but it wasn't that good. And I'll be honest with you, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I did not like Batman Lego at all. I just didn't like that movie. I just didn't think it was that good. I tire of Will Arnett's Batman. I know everybody thinks he's hilarious and they think he's really super funny. To me, it's more annoying than anything else because it's a funny joke here and there, and that's fine. But like, I really feel that they pushed that way too hard with Batman in the Lego thing, and so I just don't feel that they've done anything new with it. And you know, if you got free TV shows, why are you going to drag your kids off to see it at the movie theater? You're going to wait till it comes out on DVD, and then you're going to play it for them. You know, so.
Especially now that we can't go to the theater.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other thing. So I don't know if WB just didn't fight for it, which after finding all that about it, if those last 3 movies didn't even crack 200 million, it's highly probable that they just kind of let that go because they just didn't see the value in the property anymore. Quite frankly. Anakin at Mall is with Vader and Maul never faced each other. Yeah, that's right. Says yeah, they probably did. They didn't. I've checked into it before. This could still happen, but I'm saying at this point it hasn't happened. But it would be totally awesome. Well, I obviously know that. Speaking of Lego, WB has lost the rights to make Lego. Yep, okay. There's that. It would be an awesome finish to Clone Wars. You guys want the Force Unleashed games to be canon? Well, they aren't. So that's kind of pointless then. I mean, you know, like, I like the Force Unleashed stories. I like Starkiller. There's a couple things in there that I think are a little bit far-fetched, but, you know, as a whole, I like them. William said, wow, Caleb, how did I not hear about any of this? Dorothy says, I would say no because Starkiller was too powerful. Love the games though. I just love Sam Witwer. I mean, even tonight, him doing the voice of Darth Maul, he's awesome. I was thinking about that actually halfway through this episode. I was like, I remember when we watched Phantom Menace, Darth Maul has like one line, right? And so he doesn't really get to talk at all. But to like hear Darth Maul speak such eloquent, in such an elegant English accent.
He's come such a long way.
Right? Like when you first saw Darth Maul, I don't think that any of us assumed that was like how he would talk. I mean, he looks like the devil for goodness sake, you know. But I guess, you know, whatever. You remember playing the Lego games? Remember playing Lego Star Wars with Landon? And Lego Indiana Jones?
I remember playing Lego Indiana Jones with the kids.
Yeah.
Because I remember parts of the movie because of the game.
You can see them not being fun on the way, unless you have the regular controller. DSC for the second one was good. I have to say the Lego games are the best though. Yeah, the Lego games, I love the Lego games. In that way. Like Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Avengers and stuff. Lego Batman, I guess, was awesome. But the Wii for the first one was fun. But I like the Xbox One better. Yeah, Darth, except for number 3. I only played the first one, I think. Okay, number 2 was amazing as well. Best Clone Wars episode ever. I agree, Random Man. These last 4, I love how they're taking them serious, how they're getting a new intro, how they just feel very cinematic in nature. These last 2 episodes have been. I'm guessing that the next 2 are going to feel that same way. I love the fact that Ahsoka wouldn't let him die. His father was just, let me die. Like, he's been through so much at this point, he just wants to be over with it, and Ahsoka's like, no, we're taking you in. Philip says, go back to HBO Max for a second. I'm super hyped for it. As someone whose parents didn't let them watch HBO or R-rated movies, this is a dream come true. The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, Watchmen, Joker, etc. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's cool. I never got, like I said, I never watched Sopranos. Never watched Game of Thrones. I just really didn't have a desire to watch Game of Thrones, to be quite honest with you.
But yet you watched The Witcher.
I like The Witcher. I like The Witcher. Who knows? I might like Game of Thrones if I saw it, but it was like, it wasn't something that was really important on my list. The Watchmen, I would like to watch Watchmen, but I think I'm gonna wait until that one comes. Is it on DVD yet? I don't know if it's on DVD yet. If it's not, I'm willing to wait for that. If it is, we need to actually look at maybe renting that, and when we can go out again, and video stores are open again. And then we own Joker, so that's good. I always remember how hard parts of games were, and when those parts come up in the movies, I point out how hard the level was. Yep. Yeah, Caleb, I can't wait to watch Watchmen and also his Dark Materials. Clone Wars actually has some shots that look better than the movies. LOL. No, it's true. It's true. There are some backgrounds and some things, man, that you see that you're just like, wow, this looks phenomenal. This looks really, really good. So I'm very excited to see how these last 2 episodes play out. And Darth Vader says, I thought I was the only person that didn't watch or care for Game of Thrones. Yeah, no, honestly, I don't care. In fact, I laughed so hard. I don't know if you saw, if you watch South Park at all, if you saw, Tiffany, do you remember the Black Friday, was it Black Friday episode? Yeah, I think it was Black Friday episode where all the kids are playing Game of Thrones. They're all dressed up as Game of Thrones, and they're all going back and forth of should they get Xbox or PlayStation. And George R. R. Martin, or whatever his name is.
George R. R. Martin.
R. R. Martin. He shows up and like everything's about wieners, floppy wieners, all that stuff. Because they make the joke that that's all he really cares about. That like everybody wanted him to get to the point where the dragons were going to show up, and then he just kept postponing it to write scenes about wieners, and so it was funny. In fact, that episode was just on this last week. His Dark Materials was very well done. I enjoyed season 1. So I don't know much about that. But I've heard that it was decent. Have you guys seen that Netflix party add-on? We should do something like that for a special watch along where we all watch it together without YouTube and stuff. So, you know what? I have a friend who got into that, who's done that a couple of times, but I haven't used it. So I might have to look into that and then see what we can do, because that would be fun. South Park is coming to HBO Max. Yeah, I saw that South Park was coming to HBO Max. I watch it on Cartoon Network. So I'm guessing those are all going to be reruns. I'm guessing that they're not going to put the new episodes over there. That they'll stay on there. Because Right now, South Park is on every night and every morning on Comedy Central. You know, it's on till 5 in the morning, and then it's on from like 9 in the morning until the afternoon. So, and we've got several seasons of South Park
Most.
on DVD and stuff. So,
Darth said Black Friday episode was awesome.
yes, it was. All right, we're back there. Sorry, guys. I don't know why the audio should be fine. I'm not sure. But I never read his Dark Material, so I'm not really versed in that. I don't really know what all that's about. But like I said, I know that people really love HBO Max, the idea of it. Says all old episodes of South Park will be available, including the next 3 seasons, with new episodes streaming the next day after they air. So, I don't know.
Darth said, isn't it based off the Golden Compass?
Is that what his Dark Materials is based off of? Oh, that's one of the books in the series. Okay. I don't know, Master Daily. You may need to leave the stream and come back if you're having problems, because I'm not having problems with mine. Okay, so that's one of the books is the Golden Compass. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the whole HBO thing works out and what actually goes where at the end of the day. And you know, like I said, it's just kind of personal for me, just because DC Universe was something that I felt that I really could get behind and would really want to be a part of and have and be able to watch and you know, I don't know. It just seems like so much when it comes to DC and Warner Brothers gets mishandled all the time, and they just don't know how to work their own properties. It seems. I mean, look at Swamp Thing. Everybody loved Swamp Thing. Thought Swamp Thing was amazing, and what do? They cut the first season short, and then they cancel it. You know, like I don't even know what to make of that kind of stuff and those kind of decisions.
Caleb said, yeah, his Dark Material is kind of anti-religion.
Yeah.
The main villain of the series is a fictional Catholic church. William says, yeah, but it is such a good story if you put that aside, Caleb.
Yeah, no, I've heard about it, but I remember when the Golden Compass movie came out that there was a big controversy about it or whatever, but excuse me. I just like good stories, you know what I mean? So I don't get all bent out of shape about stuff like that. If it's a good story, I'll watch it, and I don't worry about all that stuff, you know. So, well, my voice is getting a little hoarse from talking. We've been on almost an hour and a half. They're bringing Swamp back. Wait, hold on. What?
William?
When did you see that, William? Because I haven't seen anything about that. I haven't seen anything about them bringing Swamp Thing back, even in an HBO Max show.
That'd be awesome, though, just because we love the show and it ended with so much.
Oh well, no, you're talking about that. That's an animated thing, I think. I'm talking about the live action one. They're not doing a live action Justice League Dark on HBO Max, I don't think, are they?
Justice League Dark, I'm pretty sure William says is doing it.
Yeah, you're right. I did see that. But I don't think that that's going to have anything to do with the Swamp Thing that was. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to have anything to do with the Swamp Thing that they set up in the TV show on DC Universe. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, with the Justice League Dark, and once you said J.J. Abrams, I remembered seeing that J.J. was doing that, but I don't think that it's gonna bring. I hope that it would, because they invested 10 episodes. We invested 10 episodes in that, and the thing is by the time it got really good and it made sense and everything, it was done, and we never got to see him actually be like Swamp Thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the bummer about it.
He was starting to, and then they were like, "Okay, bye."
It was like a 10-hour first movie, is what it was. You got a little bit of the Swamp Thing that you loved at the end of the series, because that was supposed to be the first.
Especially when you find out who it really is.
Yep, that was supposed to be the first season, and then the next season it was supposed to get into more stuff, but. They totally.
Caleb said, "Yeah, it's live action. J.J. Abrams is doing a Justice League Dark show."
Yeah, no, I know.
And William says, "Okay, see you guys later, bye."
But no, I did know that JJ was doing that, which will be interesting. I mean, I think that there's some Justice League Dark properties that are good. I know you love Constantine.
I do.
So I'm not as big into all that stuff. So but that's.
I just like how they did the story with him, and then they didn't finish it as well, so they brought his story back to Legends, and there they fleshed it out, and I actually like what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
So they found a way to revive it and finish it out.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, has the Harley Quinn season finished? I've been waiting to do the free week so I can binge it. Well, so Jar Tasty, we were talking about that. You're actually not going to have to get it to watch the first season, because we're in the second season now of they started the second season right away. I was really surprised. Well, we only got 3 weeks off, was it?
Yeah.
It was like 3 weeks off, and they started season 2. So we're right in the middle of season 2 already. But that was one of the things that I have a problem with, is that I've invested in having this channel and having this thing, and they're releasing Harley Quinn season 1 on Sci-Fi Network. So if you have Sci-Fi Network with your cable package, you're going to want to look it up, because apparently I think that they're releasing 3 per week for however many weeks to get the whole thing out there, and so 3 episodes per week, and you can watch it for free. Now you won't probably get the full impact.
Yeah.
I mean, because in that show, I don't know that I'd want to watch it on Sci-Fi, to be quite honest with you, because I think that they'd have to water it down heavily. With the violence, with how graphic it is, and also the language. You're not going to get all that. So some of the jokes probably aren't going to hit as hard and everything, just because you have to watch it on Sci-Fi Network with advertisers and stuff. So, but but yeah, it is coming to Sci-Fi Network. But I would still suggest that you watch it. But if you're looking for that, I might wait. If you're going to watch it all, I'd wait until season 2 is done, and then try to binge both seasons real quick.
True.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. It was fun. It was real. It was real fun. Did you have fun, Wookie?
Ow.
Wookie had fun. Harley had fun too. Did you have fun, Harley?
Har.
We were just talking about Harley Quinn. And here she is.
Now. Well, she might swear. We don't know. She speaks dog.
She speaks dog. Yeah, Dorothy, see, I don't blame you. I'd rather watch the uncut version too, because it's a whole bunch of funny.
Heck
for
yeah.
sure. For sure. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. Tiff, what do you give this episode?
Like a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think the last 2 episodes have been perfection, and I'm looking forward to the next 2.
Heck yeah.
So this thing can finish off. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, guys.
Sarah said, I'll take the foul language, please, LOL. And Caleb said, see you tomorrow on Zoom. Okay.
All right, yeah, I will. I'll put together a meeting and put the details
Make an
out
announcement.
and make an announcement for everybody so that everybody can see it. All right, love you guys. Thanks for joining us. And,
Master Daily says, bye, doggies.
we'll see ya.
Wookie's like, I got a fan?
Wookie's got a fan? Oh, the camera got on him.
Camera, I'm shy, Dad. Look at his tail wagging though. He's like, whatever.
What is?
Look at his tail. I got a fan, Isaac. I got a fan. Ooh, and you got my fanny.
Say hi, Harles.
Hi.
All right, say goodnight, Tiff.
Good night, Tiff.